Darren, thanks for joining us. Any reaction from sponsors with Tiger Woods?
I think there was no reaction. I can tell you there was no reaction, at least publicly, Dan, which to me suggested that, one, either they were finding out more information, or two, they didn't feel the need to react at all, which would suggest to me that, Tiger's in some point of irrelevance now, which he kind of is. I mean, people are already saying he's either going to be out on the course and doing something, or if he's not playing golf, then nothing really matters. And some of these sponsors are so new. In the last 6 months, he's gotten 3 new sponsors, which since 2008 and everything went down, he hasn't had that speed. And that's not because he's more relevant. It's because Nike decided to get out of the equipment business, so he went to Bridgestone for balls and TaylorMade for clubs. And he lost the bag deal because Muscle Farm really couldn't afford him anymore, so Monster comes in. So he's dealing with these new sponsors, and I feel like they feel like there's not a connection with him yet, so they might as well not make the connection now, especially if he's off the course.
What do you get out of this association with Tiger?
I think, and I have not been privy to the actual deals, but I think what you get is a potential added value if somehow he does what everyone thinks he can't do, which is somehow comes back and wins something. So I think the way these deals are written is they're heavily incentive laden, and not too much guaranteed money up front. Certainly not what he was getting with Nike. And if he wins, you become part of it. And so I feel like that's where we're at his career now, where you feel like as a company, if you have a chance to get in, it would be so big if he did win that if you can create a deal that if he did win, you'd pay more and still that would be great return on investment, you're going to do it.
Why is Jordan's brand so sustainable?
Well, some people would argue it's because he got all of his career done in the age of not having social media, because that would be interesting. But, I think that he is so strong in what he did in his career. And then, the Jordan brand has become such a sustainable one, and it has such heat to it. Even just this weekend, a big release, and you're hearing about the releases, and releases are trending on Instagram and Twitter and social media. I mean, I think it's just by virtue of the fact that there is a great product associated with it that sustains what he was able to build when, he had a career, and there's nothing like it. And, we said Tiger, might be the next Jordan taking over thing. I mean, there is no next Jordan in basketball. There's probably no next Jordan everywhere. And I know that's going to disappoint LaVar Ball, but I think you have to say that.
Darren Rovell from the Mothership, sports business reporter. You segued into LaVar Ball. If your son is going to be a Los Angeles Laker, you have that L.A. market. Does it make sense to be your own brand, or would you see him? Is it possible to reach out to these other bigger shoe sponsors?
Yeah, I mean, the whole make sense thing. I mean, yeah, did LeBron leave something on the table if he were able to create his own brand? I guess. But it was strange to me that when the Lakers did get the number 2 pick, that LaVar didn't at least fold some of his cards and go back to the shoe companies in earnest. Like, so originally, the original deals that Nike, Adidas, Under Armour were going to offer Lonzo Ball would be 5 years, $10 million, $2 million a year. After the Lakers thing goes down and you have the opinion that he's now, the perfect scenario is going to unfold, the new deal might be 5 years, $20 million, just by virtue of what happens on May 16th on the night of the lottery. You didn't do anything, but you're now lined up to go to Lakers. But what does LaVar Ball do? Instead of saying he now wants $1 billion, he now wants $3 billion. So I guess the story becomes more intriguing in that if he goes to the Lakers, if you believe he's going to the Lakers, he just could have made much more money, maybe doubled his deal on that alone, and decided to pass. And I think that's why this story is something that people want to read, even though they say they aren't. They are clicking at home. They are looking at this. He is trending on Twitter every time he talks, LaVar is. So I think it makes the story a whole lot more intriguing in that he's continuing to go along with the fact that he believes this could be a real brand, which will ultimately be up to Lonzo Ball and how good he is.
Is LaVar Ball good at what he's doing right now?
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. And, again, he makes people so mad. The place that you don't want to be in this world is in the middle.
But is he unbelievable in a good way?
Be completely Huh?
Is he unbelievable in a good way?
I don't know. He's unbelievable at getting attention. Not many people love him, but a lot of people hate him. And as long as it's not illegal what you're doing, that's okay. People don't want to give him credit for maybe this is not all premeditated, but people don't want to give him credit for what he's done. And that is, every time he opens his mouth, he's trending. Even if it seems stupid, people don't want to give him credit for the fact that he was not dumb to create this $500 shoe, which is coming out on November 24th, because he has to order the shoes, because he's not going to have it in a discount store because it's custom ordered. And he could make a small order, and that $500 at $495 is basically the least he could have it, because if only 5 people ordered shoes, it might be $300 a pair to make. So he's figured that out. He's smarter than people give him credit for, and he's a better talker than people give him credit for.
Darren, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
You got it.
That's Darren Rovell from the Mothership.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.